WOCA.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Friday morning here at the Paddock Mall. It is 75 degrees, promising to be a pretty nice weekend, I guess. And, hey, August is just about done.
Yeah, it is.
Just about done with the month. Mm-hmm. Anything we need to mention, anything happening this weekend that we can promote before we head on to my topic of the Florida Highwaymen?
Oh, yeah. We've got the Ocala Shrine Rodeo. That's going on this
Tonight,
weekend.
right?
Tonight and tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, yeah, okay.
Yep, we certainly do.
All right, so go to the Ocala Shrine Rodeo. You will definitely be helping out a really great cause. And what time is it tonight?
7:30 tonight and 7:30 tomorrow.
And we have still tickets we're giving away on Fun with Joe?
No,
we're done.
We do not. We do not.
Well, if you didn't win them, you have to buy them. I have a little bit of what's the matter?
A terrible echo.
Are your headphones on really loud? Maybe that's
not too loud.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. It's probably it.
Anyway, so I wanted to, so I encourage you to go to the rodeo tonight or tomorrow. I don't know how much are the tickets.
I don't know. Let me double check and see what it is. I don't know off the top of my head.
All right. Well, anyway, so
Let's see. Well, tonight is family night. It's $30 for a family ticket. It's good for 2 adults and 2 children, 11 and under. It's also kids' night for $5 for children ages 6 to 11. If you get tickets at the gate now, it's $16 per person ages 6 and up. If you get them in advance, you save $2 and they're $14 per person. So it's $16 per person at the gate. If you want reserved box seats, they're $20 and up.
There you go. So go have some fun. It's a wonderful show. It's the 32nd year they've been doing this, and we always point to Reuben Lamb as the gentleman who started this thing 32 years ago.
Yep, he's the founder.
All right, so let's talk about the Florida Highwaymen. I know you know who they are, Robin. Many of you also know who they are. These are guys who lived, and they may still be living. I don't know all of their biographies. I think there are 26 of them. They are better known today as the Florida Highwaymen. And there is a company, I think it's basically one guy, and somebody's going to correct me. I haven't written him, but I want to write him and see if he'll come on the show. But he has a Facebook page for the Florida Highwaymen, and on the Facebook page, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. But he has a teaser trailer. Now, the movie isn't made yet. The movie is not made yet, but he is working to get it made. And Robin, we were talking about how your work with the Florida Film Commission and the Real Florida, what was it called again?
Film Commission of Real Florida.
All those years, I mean, your mission, the group's mission, was to do things in the state to make it more attractive to filmmakers so that they would come here and make their movies. Right?
Yeah.
And obviously, if there's a movie about the Florida Highwaymen, it should be filmed in Florida, right? You would hope, right? Well, anyway, so this is a film that is being made, and I want to tell you just a bit about the film and then mostly about the Florida Highwaymen themselves. But I wanted to play you the teaser trailer. In other words, it's a trailer before there really is even a movie.
Oh, isn't that nice?
And I don't want to play, you can't see it, but here's the audio from this very, very short trailer.
Once upon a time, there was a boy, and he lived in a place more beautiful than you could possibly imagine. This boy, he was magic. And he changed our lives forever. In time, they will call us artists. But to most, we was known as the Highwaymen.
I think there's just music tales out there. But
it gave me chills.
Yeah, I mean, that alone shows the skills just from that alone. The visual that you see, you basically see a guy walking down the road with paintings, and it's clearly a Florida landscape that he's a set that he's standing on, and you look at his paintbrush, and it is like a house paintbrush.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, you go to if you go to an art supply store and you get these little tiny brushes for $40. $40 for a little tiny brush, right?
Yeah, right.
These guys worked and did some amazing stuff with probably the cheapest brushes out there. So there's a movie that's wanting to be made. That was the trailer. And if you go to the Highwaymen, A Stars North film, A Stars North Film, that's the name of the company. On Facebook, you'll see the most recent post on the site is from July 25th, so just over a month ago. And whoever is keeping up with the site wrote, for those who aren't aware, the Don and Guy Nicole Fellowship in Screenwriting is a fellowship program founded in 1966 to aid screenwriters, and it is administered by the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences. And he wrote, this week I received word that my screenplay for The Highwaymen made it up to the quarterfinals.
Oh, wonderful.
He says there were exactly 7,511 scripts in competition this year. And while we did not make it across the finish line, we certainly had a good run. The evaluation of screenplays is inherently both a personal and an extremely subjective matter. And if I may quote the director of the Academy, quote, a lack of success here may not have any bearing on your reception in the marketplace where a sale is the ultimate measure of success. I even venture a prediction several non-advancing writers will become professional screenwriters in the near future, unquote. So they were very, very disappointed not to be the winners in this competition, but at the same time, obviously a very healthy attitude about the project itself. And I hope we can connect with them, Robin, so that we can, in fact, after we're done with this interview, we'll post this interview on their Facebook page so they know we were talking about them.
Yeah, exactly.
He ends it with, so here's to the future. The Highwaymen has been a pretty incredible journey thus far. I know great things are on the horizon, and I look forward to all the adventures that await us on the road ahead. So with that said, let's find out a little bit about who the Highwaymen are. The big talk in town today is this a movie about the horse 50 to 1.
Yep.
Important to our area. And I love things like this. That's why I sometimes on Fridays I like to talk about things of historical nature in Florida, and then give you information you can use. And I'm going to tell you where you can see a permanent exhibit of the Florida Highwaymen up in Tallahassee.
Nice, because they were house painters. That's what they
were
did.
house
That's how
painters.
they made their money, and then they just decided to use their house painting brushes to paint pictures.
That's exactly right. And
That's right.
Though they would not be called the Highwaymen for several decades until later on when they started to become known. These guys were basically, and one woman, all of them African American. They created a unique chapter in Florida's cultural history by creating these things, these paintings.
Yeah.
All the way up until the 80s, they were still doing it. 26 individuals from Fort Pierce and nearby areas were creating Florida folk art and doing it well under the radar of the art world. Because the radar of the art world is a little bit skewed, you might say.
Oh, it most certainly
I mean,
is.
you can
Attitudes.
take somebody like a famous celebrity. I'll use Paul McCartney as an example, who may be wonderful at producing music, but he threw some paint on a canvas, and everybody oohed and ahed and said it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I said, "You're kidding? That is not wonderful." George Bush, President George Bush, his talent was a little bit better than Paul McCartney's, but still, it was amateurish.
Yeah.
To anybody who ever looked at it, but yet still people are oohing and ahhing and paying large dollar amounts for it because, well, it's done by a president, or it's done by an ex-Beatle, or it's done by somebody else. These guys were painters. They probably made $25 selling these paintings to tourists. From what I read, some of the paintings were even wet when they were sold. They weren't even dried yet.
That's right.
I wanted to tell you, they painted on... We already mentioned that they painted with brushes that you would use to paint the house. They painted on roof sheeting material. Did you know that?
Yes, that's part
so they didn't even have canvases. They used their materials that they were using with the houses.
Yeah.
They framed the artwork with crown molding. So just what you would use at a house. They often painted together, but they didn't sit in front of a landscape the way we tried to do a couple of years ago, Robin, with the plein air. What they would do is they would kind of mentally remember a scene. Then they'd go, they were smart. They went to the shade.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd go in a garage or a carport or something like that and set themselves up and paint. And these beautiful, beautiful paintings came out of that and all those years of paintings. And all right, let me go to the phone real quickly. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is a great subject. my brother-in-law goes to estate sales, and he's been lucky enough to buy a couple of pieces of the artwork from the Highwaymen. I don't know which ones, but he has them hanging in his house in Orlando, and they're gorgeous.
Wow.
They are very talented. And, they're on hardwood. The wood's rough. It's, I guess it was like wood, like you said, wood shingles they used. But they sold so inexpensively, and now they're worth a lot of money. Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right, and they're probably not getting much of it.
That's right, exactly.
But they are good. They are very talented. I mean, he's got them hanging, along with some masters pieces that he's bought, and that by well-known artists. And boy, I tell you, they look really good up on the wall. They're wonderful.
Oh, great!
And they were very talented. At least the ones he's bought. And then I have some people I know who have quite an art collection of Highwaymen, in other parts of the state, and they are very cherished and well sought after pieces of artwork.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's not just because it's the Highwaymen; they really were talented.
No, I think the average person would buy something because it's beautiful, not because it's connected with anybody or anything famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed because I just thought, it was just the thing. Everybody wanted something, because it was Highwaymen, But when I seen him on his wall after he bought them, I thought, wow, those are really good,
All right. Well, thank you
for...
for...
just not paint thrown on wood.
No, absolutely not. I was looking at a lot of the paintings this morning. Well, thank you. I appreciate you letting us know that. All right.
Take care.
We need to take a little break, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, a mix of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm or two around during the afternoon and evening hours. The high today 90 to 94. And partly cloudy later tonight, low 74 to 78. Tomorrow, times of sun and clouds with an afternoon and evening thunderstorm in the area, high 89 to 93. And on Sunday, partly sunny with a thunderstorm likely in the afternoon, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. I'd like to invite you to stop by and see our new boutique area and meet our staff of professional stylists. Here at Hello Gorgeous, we are ready to update your look with the latest trends. And with summer here, it's the perfect time to brighten up your look. So make your appointment now for those highlights and Brazilian blowout. But don't stop there. We are a full-service salon offering manicures, pedicures, and facials also. So if you've been searching for a salon to call your own, come and see us at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located at 48 South Magnolia Avenue in downtown Ocala, right next to the Marion Theater. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
The hottest CD deal this summer is with Florida Credit Union. Our summer CD special includes a short 25-month term combined with 1.51% APY. Take advantage of this high-yield CD special. Offer good through Saturday, August 30th, 2014. In DeLand, call 386-738-4717. In Ocala, call 352-237-8222. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA. Offer subject to change at any time. $10,000 minimum.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Once upon a time, there was a boy, and he lived in a place more beautiful than you could possibly imagine. This boy, he was magic, and he changed our lives forever. In time, they will call us artists. But to most, we was known as the Highwaymen.
Yeah, man, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the Florida Highwaymen. That's a teaser. They call it a teaser trailer. Now, Robin, you know more about the movie industry than I do, and I always was under the impression. First of all, when we were kids, they were called coming attractions, right?
Yes.
And now they call and the word trailer doesn't even make sense to me because the trailer is something that happens after a car's right. There's the car and there's the trailer. But in the movies, the trailer happens before the movie comes out. And in this case, it's a teaser trailer. The movie isn't even produced yet. Mm-hmm. And if I'm wrong about this, maybe somebody can help me out. On the website for the Highwaymen, the Stars North film site, where they're... it looks like they're really giving it everything they've got to try to get this thing made into a film. They also list some of the books you can buy or look at or go to the library for. I'm not trying to get you to buy a book, but just about the Highwaymen. And a lot of these all three of them look like they are picture books. There's one that came out in 2001 simply called The Highwaymen. Gary Monroe is the author, and it was published by the University of Florida. Mm-hmm. Or the University Press of Florida. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's not with the University of Florida. But anyway, that's what it's published by.
Gary Monroe did Bruce Mozart's book, too.
Gary Monroe did Bruce's book, too, yes. And we had him in the studio as well.
Yes.
Florida's Highwaymen, Legendary Landscapes is written by Bob Beatty. That was published by the Historical Society of Central Florida, came out in 2005. And The Journey of the Highwaymen is the third book. It's written by Catherine M. Enns, I think it is, published by Abrams Publishing in 2009. Mm-hmm. Also, so the film is something that we're hoping to be talking about one day when it's actually finished. It's the kind of film that attracts me. I know I get picked on for not watching too many movies, and I'll be honest with you. If I'm sitting in a Schwarzenegger film, I am enjoying it. I'm not saying I don't like them.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm not motivated to get up and go pay $20 and sit for 2 hours in a dark theater because I don't know that I'm going to really enjoy it. We went to what was that, Beast of the Southern Wilds? Oh, it was called Beast of the Southern Wilds. So that had the same feel to me as this teaser trailer does.
Yeah.
And the Florida Highwaymen. So let's just talk about them for a second. They used oil-based paints, of course. That's what they would paint the houses with. They used house paint brushes. They painted on roof sheeting material, right? They used molding as their frames. Mm-hmm. They often painted together, as we mentioned, and would gather sometimes in shaded areas rather than, swelter in the heat. They would just kind of remember what they had seen. And the construction materials that they used were because it was cheaper. They had to work quickly. Working quickly made it possible to sell them. Mm-hmm. They sold directly. They were able to deliver original art at a reasonable cost, sometimes $25.
Wow.
If they are now selling for higher prices, the likelihood of the money making it to them is probably slim.
Yeah.
I don't know if the images are actually copyrighted by them, because if they are, then they're probably, well, they would certainly be entitled to a piece of the action.
Yeah.
Right, if the images are copyrighted by them. During Florida's post-World War II population boom, the new Floridians that were moving here, because this was like a paradise, wanted some artwork to reflect this new paradise that they loved. And so the art of the Highwaymen became popular. Banks were familiar with them, insurance companies, real estate offices, dentists, and doctors' offices. They often sold their work for $25.
Gosh. That was a lot back then, though. $25. I mean, it's not enough to live on, but that was a lot back then for a painting.
The paintings proved to be very popular soon. What at first had been dismissed as motel art became actually considered fine art. During the 1990s, there was a museum curator by the name of Jim Fitch, and he kind of changed things a little bit for the Highwaymen. He recognized their art as brilliant. He is credited with naming them the Highwaymen, so whether they had that title officially or not, I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's a question I have that I don't know the answer to. The Tampa Bay Times journalist Jeff Klinkenberg and some others highlighted the artists, giving attention to them in their newspapers. In 2004, just 10 years ago, 26 members of the Florida Highwaymen were inducted into the Florida Hall of Fame.
Wow, congratulations.
There's a list of their names, and one of them is a lady. Some of the Highwaymen, many in their 70s and 80s, still exhibit their art around the state. Mm-hmm. It has evolved into I guess, what would you say, a tourist attraction? It evolved into a fad. It has evolved into something that is revered, more respected than probably what they received, when they were younger. If you look at the artwork, you will say, probably as I did, that some of the work is outstanding, and some of it, quite frankly, looks amateurish. Mm-hmm. But there is so much outstanding artwork, and who am I to judge? But I'm just saying. But anyway, if you want to go see any of this artwork, up in Tallahassee, there's the Museum of Florida History. The Museum of Florida History, I went to their website, and I have never been there.
Mm-hmm. Never been there.
Okay, not you either. Okay. Well, the museum itself is unbelievably packed with things that if you are interested in Florida history, that is a day trip worth taking.
Wow. Sounds great.
I mean, they have a permanent installation of paintings by the original 26 artists called the Highwaymen, the Florida Highwaymen. But the museum itself, just on the side note, is filled with all kinds of information. Just go to the Florida History Museum of Florida History website, and you'll be able to click on a lot of different things. Florida's role in the Civil War, Florida's role in the development of the railroad, Florida's role in the development of the nation. Everything, including some political stuff. The University of West Florida's Historic Trust is in Pensacola, way over there toward Alabama. They've got a presentation called Against All Odds, The Art of the Highwaymen.
Wow.
And that features all 26 artists as well. And that show is limited. It starts November 6th of this year, and it runs through January 5th of next year. So it's
pretty incredible.
Very limited show. The one in Tallahassee is permanent.
The other one must be traveling around the state then.
Must be. In Fort Pierce, the A.F. Bean Backus Museum has 15 to 20 of the works from the Highwaymen on display and for sale, including the work of the famous Highwayman mentor Bean Backus. And in Washington, D.C., if you happen to be in the nation's capital, there's a building there called the Florida House. Did you know this? There's a building called the Florida House in Washington, D.C. It's at number 1 2nd Street Northeast. And they have a display there called The Florida Highwaymen, A Disappearing Landscape.
Oh, wow.
And the new movie being produced by called The Highwaymen, scheduled for an unspecified release date by Stars North Films, and you can look that up as well. And that's kind of what got me on that rabbit trail of information about the Florida Highwaymen. And as you mentioned, I knew about the Florida Highwaymen.
Right.
I sort of kind of understood who they were. I didn't. I couldn't have told you that there were 26 of them.
No.
I couldn't have told you that. I guess they were mostly painting on the A1A Highway 1.
Oh, okay.
Corridor over on the East Coast, although not exclusively. And I couldn't have told you that they all knew each other. I couldn't have told you that either. But anyway, so if you're interested in this, the website that I got most of this information from is Highwaymen? Was it Highwaymen?
This is pretty fascinating stuff.
Starsnorth.com is the website for the filmmaker. The Florida Highwaymen website is floridahighwaymen.com. If you want to check it out, that's where you can see not only who they are, but some quick facts about them. The exhibit in DC I was telling you about. They warn you on that site that on eBay there are some Highwaymen paintings that may not actually be real Highwaymen paintings. They're questionable.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There you go.
Anyway, so and you can look at the artwork as well.
Oh, it's fascinating stuff. I love this.
FloridaHighwaymen.com, and then the Facebook page for the movie makers is Facebook.com/The Highwaymen Movie.
Nice.
Okay. right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back with Galen Newnold up in Atlanta, calling in from Dragon Con. We're going to give him the Dragon Con survival guide information. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster. Russian President Vladimir Putin's accused of lying about his military's role in Ukraine, where Russian troops have been spotted along with heavy artillery. UN Ambassador Samantha Power.
At every step, Russia has come before this council to say everything except the truth. It has manipulated, it has obfuscated, it has outright lied.
President Obama says there are no plans to get involved in Ukraine militarily. European Union foreign ministers are meeting to work out a response. The comedian Joan Rivers is said to be resting comfortably at a hospital in New York City.
The 81-year-old Brooklyn native was having a medical procedure at a local doctor's office Thursday when she stopped breathing and went into cardiac arrest. She's reportedly in stable condition here at Mount Sinai. Rivers' family says they appreciate all of the outpouring of love and support.
Fox News Radio's Jessica Gallagher. Rivers was supposed to perform in New Jersey tonight. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation.
Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Baer.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The #1 place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives